We're on, Jen.
Oh, hey, it's Thursday, July 29th, and this is our weekly developer check-in meeting for Backdrop. Before we get into the agenda, we should go around and do some quick introductions. I will start. My name is Jen Lampton, and joining us from less warm than usual Oakland, California. I just mentioned before we started this meeting, but I'm really excited. I was looking in the Backdrop contrib queue, and we have this pinned issue called how are we doing so far? And I realized that there were like 10 or 15 modules on there that we had that weren't checked off in our checklist. So that made me really excited this morning. We're doing a lot better than I thought we were. So yay. Let's see. Luke, let's go with you next.
All right, I'll do this quickly. I'm Luke McCormick. I'm in San Ramon, California, not too far away, but about 20 degrees warmer here as Bay Area microclimates go. I usually do business analysis and product management type things, but I've been doing some coding lately. So I'm actually poking around looking for a little more coding style things than I normally do. Which one thing that brings me here, I'm basically looking for stuff I might be able to do. Let's go with Joseph.
I'm Joseph Flatt from Las Vegas, Nevada. Backend developer, working on all kinds of things and just, hoping to help out where I can. And Olaf.
I'm Olaf Grawienski from Hamburg in Germany, and I'm back from vacation, and it was very nice. And now I'm chiming in again and have one issue which I would like to discuss. It's about a small regression which we had in the last release.
All right, and I'm Nate.
Nate.
Yeah, and I'm Nate Lampton from Oakland, California. I'm core committer, and that's all the day. Back to you, Jen.
Also, Olaf, welcome back from vacation, where I'm personally really glad to see you're back. So, yay. Let's see, in community this week, we have a new application to join our contrib group. Somebody named James Scott ported the membership entity module, and the port looks amazing. So thank you, James, for working on Backdrop and contributing your projects back. This is in addition to, we had a new contrib application last week too. So I think it's great that we're getting a whole bunch of new people contributing stuff back. This week we had 2 new projects out. There's a new theme called Monochrome, which was just released, and a new module called Pseudofield. So based on issues requested to be added to the agenda this week, the first one is issue number 5138, which is that on the main configuration page, we're now seeing strange icons. I don't know, Nate and Olaf, if you were just working on this. Do either one of you want to give us an update?
Yeah, why don't you go ahead, Olaf?
Yeah, okay. So after the last release, several people noticed that on the main configuration page, where we have, it's quite a special administration page because it has particular icons for each section. And these icons now look very strange. So they're displayed repeatedly and also very big, and you can't actually read the headings of the sections. And this was introduced by a commit of the last release where we fixed the dashboard page, and it was an unwanted effect that it also affected the configuration page in a wrong way. So, and me and few other people discussed how to fix that, because Indigo Sailor, who made the commit for the dashboard page, said he didn't want, he was a bit she was a bit frustrated because yeah, handling with CSS in the themes, in the core themes, is always a bit dangerous, and so she said, I won't make a PR. And so we discussed, however, a bit about an approach, how to fix it, which is, I think, quite important. And so the current approach, which I like, is to partly revert the last commit regarding the dashboard, and but not totally, and add some lines. And I've tested it locally; it works. So I could make a PR if others think that this is a good approach.
Yeah, I was leaning towards totally reverting it, just because when we have a regression, like that's the option that is always available to us, is fully reverting it. But if you think you already have a solution that will work and that is easy, then let's file, if you would, file that pull request, and then we'll review that first. And if it like has other issues, then we can look at just doing a full revert. Yeah, but I totally understand your frustration there, that we're sharing the same CSS between two different pages, and there's no like specific class to differentiate the two of them. And so that's where we're getting into trouble. So a longer term fix would be better specification on the wrapping divs to like differentiate between like /admin and /admin/config, which are the two pages that we're seeing these weird icon issues on, and the dashboard, because right now they're both sharing the class admin panel, and that's where we're getting into all of these troubles.
Are they supposed to be different? Like, why are they different?
The way that the icons are positioned is different. That's the problem that we're getting into, is that the icon positioning is set up differently on those two pages, but they have the same like padding and borders on, like the dashboard blocks look the same as admin/config.
Are they supposed to be different?
The way the configuration page is, on the one hand, is special because it has this different icons for each section, but and it's H3 heading, and on the dashboard the H3 heading is at another place without any icons. So they are both special cases. It's only in the dashboard in the welcome block, which has 3 headings in it, which is not the case on other pages. So, and this one would get the icons if we, and that was a commit for the dashboard, when we fixed the accessibility related order of the headings, because it was a H4 and then it became a H3, and then the icons appeared, and to remove them, yeah, this thing happened.
Okay.
So I think long or midterm, it would be good if every admin page, or at least the special ones like dashboard and main configuration, got a body class of their.
It might also be good if we added the class to the thing that's different. So like obviously the welcome block is a special case, so that maybe we should add a class to those H3 tags so we can identify them differently from all other H3 tags. Rather than like the page might be too far away.
It would be possible, but now currently the situation is that the dashboard block has a class which is usable. On the configuration page, we have classes like admin panel people H3, admin panel content H3, and so on. So there's not a general class. And
but if the class was on the H3,
yeah,
it would be easy to not accidentally get the wrong H3.
Yes, but there are a lot of them for each section, so it's not a solution based on that would be a lot of code. So, and yeah, also if you compare these pages, the classes on the single elements are handled very differently because I think they were added in different situations, and the person in question found a special solution in this moment. So I think we should now fix it in this easy way, like I suggested, and then later in a follow-up, compare these admin pages and look for a better long-term solution, which adds classes. So now it's an easy fix only CSS related, which makes it quite easy instead of adding classes, compare these over all the pages and so on.
Yeah, let's take a look at that first, Olaf. If you'd make that pull request, that'd be great.
Yeah, and then you can always, if you have a look at the PR, make alternative suggestions, Jen.
Right. Yeah, I haven't looked at it yet. I'll have a look.
Okay.
All right. Shall I go on to the progress update? Okay. All right. Well, today looks like it's going to be a pretty straightforward list of items here. We released Backdrop 119.2 recently. Was that? That was last Wednesday. Yeah, that's right. So a little over a week ago, we released that, and that included a security update and several other changes that had been pending. This is 119.2 is the release that has this display issue on some of the admin pages. So it's not a bad regression, but it's one that looks bad because, you know, our CSS is going all wonky. So we'll try to work on fixing that issue as it's a regression in 119.3. That issue that Olaf and Jen were just talking about is 5138. Other items for 119.3, we don't have any that are highly prioritized. I say highly prioritized ones that we talk about during the meeting. However, there are 75 open issues that are tagged with 119.3, so I can't really say that there aren't any that are important. We do have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 RTPC issues. Thank you everybody for pushing items towards that status. I'll take a look at these and get them in as soon as possible. It looks like these are all 5 of them 119.3 issues. So it's very exciting. Let's see. I'm not sure any of these need mentioning. If they're all RTPC, then maybe they don't need to be discussed because they'll all be going in soon. Let's see, we have full PHP 8 support, issue 5076, that could use some attention. Luke, I heard you mention at the beginning that you were looking for something to do. Full PHP 8 support would be a great issue to undertake. It's issue 5076. The process that we have there for PHP 8 fixes, the final objective is to make it so that we can run the entire test suite on PHP 8. The easiest way to get up and running on PHP 8 is probably to use either Lando or DDEV and the backdrop recipes, and then just specify PHP 8 as the version that you want to run in the corresponding like DDEV.ini or Lando, YAML files. And yeah, that would be great. There's also some Drupal issues that we can directly cross-port that haven't been pulled in yet as well. That issue 5076, Gregory linked over to an issue that covers some of those. So some straightforward cross-ports that could be done, but yeah, let's get all of the tests working. Okay, that's it for 119.3. No really big items there. 1.20 will be our next feature release. It will be coming out September 15th, 2021. And the items that we have on the docket here that are not yet completed are fairly minimal. We only have 2 issues that have advocates right now. One of them is this media library dialogue issue that we've been talking about for quite some time. Laren is the advocate for it, that we would like to get exposed filters working within the media library dialogue. The issue is 3293. Current status on it is unchanged. Indigo Zella gave a pull request review. There's a couple of issues with the implementation, but we're getting really close there. It inserts one image, but if you try to cancel it and then select a different one, then it runs into a JavaScript error. So there's some small front end JS issues that need to be worked out. Let's see. The only other feature that we have with an advocate right now is the field has value visibility condition, issue 4728. That's you, Jen. That's the advocate for that one. Do I have any update? Okay. It's going to be a quick meeting today. Okay, and lastly, outside of individual features that are being promoted, we have initiatives that are longer running projects that might not be done all in one single release. And that is the only initiative we have active right now is telemetry. So telemetry is issue 285 in the backdrop issue queue. Current status of telemetry is that it's looking good. We have all of the pieces ready for project module, and the core module is ready for testing as well. Let's see, but the next steps that we have, we need a code review on the pull requests that are submitted to that issue 285. We need to figure out how to incorporate it into the installation profile, whether we add a checkbox to the standard profile or leave it off by default and then have it turn on, like give some kind of message encouraging people to turn on telemetry module. All those things have yet to be sorted out. We could potentially separate that discussion out into another one. Yeah, it's all a matter of how we want to approach that. And then there's an open question about charting that we would like to get some kind of better display on backdropcms.org to display the statistics. That's not tied solely to telemetry. There's like a kind of big question of how should we do all display of charting on backdropcms.org, because whatever we use for telemetry, it would also be nice to have that on the project usage pages so that we could have a histogram of backdrop usage over time. So like the project/backdrop/usage, I think it is, that shows you how many installations of backdrop we have out there in the wild. It'd be nice to have a chart there too. So yeah, I'm kind of open. I think we're all kind of open to options there for how we want to display charting, whether we use there's a backdrop module called Charts that I think right now only integrates with HiCharts and Google Charts, both of which are proprietary. And I kind of think that, we should be trying to find a fully GPL, fully open source charting library for that purpose.
Do we know which one Drupal's using?
They're using D3, and I don't think that they're using any additional library on top of D3. So it seems like it's just kind of a custom thing that's specifically for Drupal.org.
Okay.
That's of course a viable option, that we could just go and grab whatever Drupal's doing from their usage repository, because that's a public repository as well, and then just copy that. And I think that is not, that's not using a contrib module, and maybe not even a custom module. It might just be right in the Drupal.org theme. And I'm just taking a wild guess out there because it just doesn't look like it's anything that's intended to be generic. Well, anyway, so telemetry is actually looking really good as well. Biggest item here is that we need additional testing. Possibly we should start moving towards making it easier to test. And I think this happens every time we have something that is like, there's a server side component and a client side component that, you know, it's a hard thing to get set up for testing. And usually when this happens, I propose that we move forward the server side component, get it deployed onto backdropcms.org, and then that makes testing a heck of a lot easier because the server side component is already there, and then we just have to deal with the part that's in core, the client side component of it. And that's it. That's all I have on telemetry. And that's all there is on the agenda today. So it's a really short one. If you guys have anything else you guys would like to banter about or bring up?
Small thing today, I saw just before the meeting that Brad Balger updated a PR about the Symlink module update issue. I don't know if you remember, Nate. You said once that you wanted to have a look at it because it was a bit difficult. And today he updated it. I haven't had a look at it, but maybe it would be a good moment to have another look. It's an issue number 3008.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I see this.
Mm.
Let's see, I'm reading over it to catch back up.
Yeah, it's more as a reminder, not to discuss now,
Okay.
I think. Yeah.
Yeah, Brad Bulger looks like he recently updated this pull request. That's awesome. Oh, this one's closed. Huh, I'm gonna have to look over this. Okay. Thanks for bringing that up, Olaf. Jen, this is an issue that you originally opened a couple of years ago. Also might be great to have your eyes on seeing if this problem is fixed from Brad's pull request. Oh, I see what's happening here. Brad has he made a commit in a repository, but he hasn't opened a pull request yet. That's what's going on here. I'm like, there's something that's referencing it here, but it's not actually as a pull request. There's a closed pull request, and Brad has a branch that suggests a fix, but hasn't been pull requestified yet. Hey, laughing at my verbification there. No.
Ah,
Okay. Anything else? Okay. All right. I think then we can call it a meeting. Thank you folks for joining the meeting as always. Yeah, excited to see those new contrib modules and new contrib authors joining in. That's very exciting. And thanks for another great week. So thanks everybody. See you guys later.